Hello friends, welcome to my channel Engineering Concepts. In this video, I will tell about axial flow compressors. And axial flow compressor has two main elements, a rotor and a stator. The rotor include row of blade fixed on a rotating spindle. The angle and airfoil contour of the blade force air rearward much like a propeller. The stator vanes are arranged in fixed row between the row of rotor blade and act as diffusers. At each stage, air velocity decreases and pressure increases. The number of stages is determined by the amount of air and total pressure rise required in the design of an engine. So, the main element of an axial flow compressors are a rotor and a stator. The rotor increases the pressure of the incoming air and forces rearward with a high velocity, much like a propeller. The stator vane is act as a diffuser. It increases the pressure of the air but reduces its velocity. Unlike a centrifugal compressor, which is capable of compression pressure ratio of 15:1, a single stage in an axial flow compressor is capable of producing a compression pressure ratio of only 1.25:1. So the only way to achieve high compression pressure ratio with an axial flow compressor is by adding more compressor stages. So as we compare centrifugal flow compressor with axial flow compressor, the axial flow has very low compression pressure ratio. So to achieve high pressure ratio with axial flow compressor, we have to increase the number of pressure stages. As axial compressor increases air pressure but has little overall effect on velocity, each compressor stage raises the pressure of the incoming air while the velocity is alternatively increased and decreased through the compressor. Rotor blades slightly accelerate the airflow, but as the stator vane diffuse the air, it slows while increasing the pressure. So the overall result is increased air pressure with relatively constant air velocity from compressor inlet to outlet. Now have a look at this picture. It is an axial flow compressor. You can see the air pressure increases continuously from inlet to the outlet, but the velocity of the air is relatively constant from compressor inlet to outlet. As air passes through an axial flow compressor, the space between the rotor shaft and the stator casing gradually decreases. Each stage of blade and vanes is smaller than the preceding one. So, these conversions maintain a constant air velocity as air density increases in each stage of compression. Now, have a look at this picture. You will see here the space between the rotor shaft and the stator casing gradually decrease. So due to this convergent shape, it is easy to maintain a constant air velocity as air density increases. On most axial flow compressor, the case is divided horizontally into half, which permit technicians to inspect and maintain rotor blade and stator vanes. The compression case also contain provisions to extract bleed air for a variety of uses. Compressor rotor blades. The airfoil cross section of a rotor blade used in an axial flow compressor has a varied angle of incident or twist. These twists compensate for variations in blade velocity caused by relative distance from the rotational axis, that is the furthest a section of the blade is from the axis, the faster is travel. So as you see in this picture, the compressor rotor blade has varied angle of incident. That is, the angle of incident, if we talk about angle of incident, the angle of incident at the root is slightly greater than the angle of incident at the tip. So, the varying angle of incident is to prevent the rotor blade to stall. So, as we see, there is a twist in the rotor blade. So, this twist is to reduce the effect of vibration caused by the high velocity at the tip section of the rotor blade. As we know, the section nearer to the blade disc rotate at a slower velocity than the section further from the blade disc. Axial flow compressor typically have from 10 to 18 compressor stages. In a turbofan engine, the fan is considered the first stage rotor. The base or root of the rotor blade is often designed to fit loosely into the rotor disc to enable easy assembling and to provide vibration damping. As the compressor rotor rotates, centrifugal force hold the blade in their correct positions and the air stream over each blade provide a shock absorbing and cushioning effect. Rotor blade roots are designed with a number of different shapes such as bulb type, Ferty type or dovetail type. So to prevent from backing out of their slot, many blades are attached with a pin and a lock tab or locker to secure the coupling. Rotor blade roots are designed with a number of shapes like bulb type, dovetail types, Ferty types to fit on the rotor disc, and to prevent them from backing out of their slots they are attached with pin, lock tab or lockers. Now have a look in this picture. You will see here the top dovetail root design with a profile tip. Profile tip means the thickness of the blade decreases from root to tip of the rotor blade. Some blades are cut off square at the tip and are referred to as flat machine tip. Other blades have a reduced thickness at the tip and are called profile tip. All rotating machinery has a tendency to vibrate, and profiling a compressor blade increases its natural vibration frequency. Increasing the natural frequency of a blade above the frequency of the rotation reduces overall vibration. Also, the thin trailing edge of the profile tip blade create a vortex that increases air velocity and prevent air from spilling back over the blade tip. As we all know, all rotating machinery has a tendency to vibrate. So, when natural frequency of the compressor blade increases above the frequency of rotation, then it reduces the overall vibration. Also, because of the thin trailing edge of the profile tipped blade, a vortex is created that increases air velocity and prevent air from spilling back over the blade tips. On some newer engine, the profile tip blade are designed with tight running clearance and rotate within a shroud strip of abradable materials. Because rotor blade are usually made up of stainless steel alloy, it contact loading take place. The shroud strip bears away with no loss of blade length. Sometime after engine shutdown, a high pitched noise is audible as the rotor goes to a stop. This noise is a result of contact between the blade tip and the shroud tip strip. For this reason, profile tip blade are sometimes referred to as a squirrel tip. So, on some new engines, profile tip blade are designed with slight tight clearance and rotate within a shroud strip of abradable material. The shroud strip is made of abradable materials because if there is a contact between the blade tip and the shroud strip, so the shroud tip wears out and there is no loss of the blade tip. Another blade design that increase compressor efficiency uses a localized increase in blade camber, both at the blade tip and the blade root. This design compensates for friction caused by the boundary layer of the air near the compression case. The increased blade camber helps overcome the friction and make the blade in extremities appear as if they were bent over at each corners, hence the term end bend. Now have a look at this picture. You will see here that the camber of the blade increases. So by increasing the camber, there is a reduce in friction caused by the boundary layer of air near the compressor case. And at the tip there is a round corner. So you can say each corner is rounded, hence the term end bend. Compressor stator vanes. Stator vanes are stationary plate located between each row of rotor blade in an axial flow compressor. Stator vanes diffuse air coming off the rotor which decreases its velocity and increases pressure. Stator also helps prevent swelling by directing the flow of air from one stage and delivering it to the next at an appropriate angle. Like rotor blades, stator vanes have an airfoil shape. The angle of attack for stator vanes can be fixed or variable. Stator vanes are normally constructed out of steel or nickel because the material poses high fatigue strength. In low pressure and temperature stages, stator vanes are sometimes constructed from titaniums. As we know, the main purpose of the stator vane is to increase the air pressure and decrease the velocity, but it also helps to directing the flow at flow of air at an appropriate angle to the next stage. The angle of attack of the stator can also be fixed or it also be variable. Now, stator vanes can be secured directly to the compressor case or to the stator vane retaining ring that is secured to the compressor case. Most stator vanes are attached in row with a dope tail arrangement and radiate towards the rotor axis. Stator vanes are often shrouded at their tip to minimize vibration tendencies. Now have a look at this picture. You will see here compressor stator vanes can be attached directly to the compressor case. In case of figure 1, you will see compressor case is directly attached with the compressor stator vanes, and in figure V you can see retaining ring that is attached to the case by retaining screw. In addition, stator vanes are sometimes equipped with a shroud to minimize the effect of vibration. Stator vanes positioned in front of the first stage rotor blade are called inlet guide vane. These vanes direct airflow to the first stage rotor blade at a best angle while creating a swirling motion in the direction of engine rotation. This action improves aerodynamics of the compressor by reducing drag of the first stage rotor blade. Some axial compressor with high compression pressure ratios use variable inlet guide vane plus variable stages of variable stator vanes. Variable inlet guide vane and stator automatically reposition themselves to maintain proper airflow through the engine under varying operating conditions. So, stator vanes at the the very first stator vanes that is in front of the first rotor blade is called inlet guide vane. And inlet guide vane and stator vanes can be variable, and if they are variable, so that it can change the angle of incident at a time, so that it will uh, direct the air at the best possible angle to the rotor blade. This is very important in the case of compressor stalling. If any time there is a dent or there is improper uh, improper flow of air to the rotor blade, the compressor stall. The last set of vane through which the compressor air passes is the outlet vane assembly. The vane straighten and smooth airflow to the diffuser and prepare the air mass for combustion. Advantages of axial flow compressor: high peak efficiency, small frontal area for given airflow so that it can produce less drag, straight through flow allowing high ram efficiency, increased pressure rise by increasing number of stages with negligible losses. Disadvantages of axial flow compressor: good efficiencies over only narrow rotational speed range, hard to manufacture and costly, it has more weight, high starting power requirements. So this is all about axial flow compressor. Please like and subscribe.